My name is Monica Chang'anamuno. I'm the Minister of Mining from Malawi, the warm heart of Africa. So right now we have several projects in the pipeline. We have the Kangankunde Rare Earth project, which is concentrating on monazite. We also have the Kanyika niobium project, and we have the Songwe Hill project. And again, we're also excited with the Cassia rutile stroke graphite project. So these are the big projects that we are looking at that are going to help grow the sector in the country. Right now, as I'm here, we now have the Mining Regulatory Authority in place because we just reviewed our laws to make sure that we facilitate the establishment of the Malawi Mining Regulatory Authority. And now this is in place, the board is in place, the Director General has been recruited, and again, they have their own offices. So this is going to help us because all the mineral rights administration is going to be done by the authority. And in this way, it's going to be expediting all our processes as companies come to invest in the country. Mining needs a lot of energy. Without energy, then we are going to have a lot of problems and we might not be able to achieve what we want. So right now, as a country, we are relying on hydropower, but we're also now requesting those that can bring in other power generation measures, like solar power, like the turbines, all that. We are encouraging them to come in. And at the same time, we're also looking at independent power producers so that they can come and they can feed into the national grid, or it can be off grid, because we know that we need this. They can be attached to a specific project and then generate power for that project. At the same time, we're also looking at the connection because we are already in talks with Mozambique so that they can supply power to us. And at the same time, we're also excited with what Tanzania is doing because they're going to be generating excess power, which they might not be able to use it by themselves. That's what they've told us. And we're excited with that because we would also want to tap into that so that they can also assist us to have more power. In that way, then we can be able to say, yes, we are going to be able to achieve our goals in mining. I feel this is a very important event. I know that in the past it was just an energy week, but now that as the energy week is happening, and then we can have also the Critical Minerals Africa sessions, this is very important because we need to meet as Africa. We need to collaborate. We cannot do this alone. For a long time, I think countries have been doing it individually, but it's time now that we need to collaborate. There are other continents out there, other entities out there that are doing strategies for Africa without Africa. Africa does not have a voice in those strategies. And yet, Africa is a node with a lot of minerals. The critical minerals that are being talked about now, they are in Africa. And why should other people do strategies for us? We also need to have our own strategies. So this is a platform that is bringing us to be able to raise up these issues and be able to tell each other that we need to work together. We need to cooperate. We don't need to compete, but we just need to be able to collaborate and see how we can leverage on the competitive advantages that each country has. We're talking about beneficiation right now that it's no longer good for us as African countries to be able to allow companies to take raw materials outside of our countries. But you know, there can be a challenge if we go it as individual countries, because we cannot be having refineries in every country. But we need to see if there is a refinery in Tanzania for graphite, how can Malawi, Zambia, and all the other neighboring countries use that refinery? So those are the things that we need to be discussing. These are things that can help us. So that's why I'm saying this is a very good platform which is helping us to come together and be able to talk to each other, because that's what we need right now, to collaborate with one voice and be able to assist each other. There are other players that have been on the industry for a long time. Others like us, we are just coming in. We need to learn from the experiences that are there. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, but we need to be able to just tap into the best practices that are already being there. So as the countries are coming in, sharing their experiences, some of the countries are learning and they're not going to be able to repeat the same mistakes that other countries did. And that way, then we can say, yes, as Africa, we are brothers, we are holding each other's hand, and we are moving together. Because the jobs that we're going to create, it's easy for us to be able to benefit from those jobs, because these are our people. You know, there are so many people from Malawi that are in Zambia, so many people from Malawi that are in South Africa, in Zimbabwe and that. So the jobs that are going to be created in these countries, even our people are going to benefit from there. And we can easily even have MOUs in between countries to agree. If we say we have a refinery there and we're using it, how can we be able to also have a share of the jobs that are being created? In that way, then as Africa, we're going to be able to move together.